just um, only so many hands. Hello, hello, hello.
Good morning, good morning.
Yes,
How are you?
I am well. And yourself?
I'm good. Thanks for asking.
Excellent. All right. So we are all here. I am live on YouTube. I'm live on Fanbase, Twitter, and Clubhouse. So let us begin this morning. The gamble. You know, over this time that I've been convalescing and getting better, you learn a lot of things. Like you just learn so much. And so, what I've been learning, the reason why I called it the gamble this morning is because people think we're gambling with our lives. You know, it's just a roll of the dice. It's chance, it's luck. Anything, right? That's what some people think is happening. But in all honesty, it isn't any luck at all. You see, it's not based on luck. One must be deliberate in what they want to experience in their lives. You have to be deliberate, right? Think about that for a moment. You have to be deliberate, meaning you have to know what it is you want. What do you want to change? Those are the things that we need to know. Because if we don't know those things, right, then we don't do them. Does that make sense? Like, when you know what you want. The most recent thing I had someone ask me was, um, but you know, Angela, I've been dealing with this kind of unforgiveness for the longest time. Like, how am I just supposed to forgive them and walk away? Right? And I say, I'm like, huh. Because we think that the forgiveness has to do with the other person. So this is why I'm telling them. And I'm like, what do you want to experience on a daily basis? Do you want to get up every day and fight? Or do you want to get up every day and have a day of ease? Ease does not mean we're not going to have problems. But you see, the thing with the problems, we can manage them better when you apply the laws of creation. That is the whole point. That's why we don't just gamble. We're not gambling with our lives. We're knowing what we want and we're applying the law to get it. Right? So when you hear things like, oh, but I can't, I don't know how, I don't know where to begin, there's no risk involved, to be honest with you. Well, Angela, how can you say there's no risk? Just like there's no gamble. We are deliberate. We are deliberate people. So, in order to fulfill the desire, you have to be deliberate, right? There's no rolling the dice, there's no taking a chance, right? Does that make sense? Because it's like this: when you get up in the morning, when you get up in the morning, be deliberate about the type of day you would like to have, right? Be deliberate about the type of day you would like to have. What does that mean? It means some people say they set an intention. You set an intention. If you set the intention, it looks something like, oh, okay, so today I'm going to do this, this, and this. It's a to do list. So if it's a to do list, you know what you're doing to have that to do list. right? Being deliberate will remove any sense of worry. It will remove any sense of anxiety. Why? Because you know what you're doing. You know the direction that you're going in. This is why we want to be deliberate. Also, when you're deliberate, there is no surprise because you know what it is you are doing. You know what you are doing, right? So, what is it that you want to do today? Today is Friday. Everybody looks forward to Friday. It's the weekend, as if we're not living all 7 days, right? So, what is it that you want to do? Where do you want your life to go? How do you want it to turn out? You have control over that, even though it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like it sometimes because, we live in the world with 6 billion, no, 8 billion now. What am I thinking about? We live in the world with 8 billion people now. How can you say, Angela, that I'm in control of my life? But you are in control of your life. You are. That's why I tell you it's not a gamble. It's not. Yeah, but I tried. We don't try. We do. We must become deliberate in what we do. You use everything at your fingertips to help yourself, meaning you use things like meditation. You use things like going for a walk. We tend to complicate matters sometimes, right? We tend to complicate things by trying to figure out how it's going to pan out. You don't have to figure out how it's going to pan out. You don't have to figure it out. You need to know what you want. I'll give you an example. I said the other day, because, when you have all this time to sit, then you have this time to sit. You have time. And so I said, okay, look, I want to be able to bring the law to more ears. What's my next step? And I just left it there. And throughout the day, I had different ideas. Oh, do this, go here. And people called me and said, hey, I was thinking about you. I'd like to see you here. Can you spend more time here on this platform? And I was like, oh, indeed I can. And then I had different ideas for classes. So you see, I had no idea how these things were going to pan out. I still don't know, but I do know the direction to go in, right? That's what I mean when I say, if you know what it is that you want to be doing, you just have to show up and be ready to do that thing, and the doors open before you. That's the whole idea. That is the whole idea. That's what I mean when I say you don't take a gamble. There's no gamble, right? Not at all. That is what it looks like. Just start. And you start always at the beginning, knowing what it is that you want to do. So when you come upon something in your day, it kind of comes out of left field. And you're like, I don't know what to do. But you do. You do know what to do. You have the law. What is the law? Mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, causation, gender. You have them. And they're very straightforward. The universe is a mental creation, right? So if you know the universe is a mental creation, well, where's your mentality? Where's your mind? That's the first thing you do when you check yourself to see what you are doing. That's always the first step. And you don't stop doing them. It's not, oh, I can use it today and I'll take a break tomorrow. No. You do it every single day, every day, all day. That's why there is no gambling, because the law of rhythm tells you that, right? This is how we function on a daily basis. Make sure that you are clear about what it is that you want to do. That's step one. What do you want to do? The question is never going to be, do you think it is possible? You already know the answer to that question, right? You do. So you don't have to take a gamble. I was listening to Mel Robbins the other night, and she's very interesting. I like her. And it's very interesting when you listen to psychologists or psychiatrists, right? When you listen to them, the first thing you notice is, oh, snap, that's the law of mentalism. That's where they have their origin, in the law of mentalism. What do they study? The mind and how it works. That's what they do. And she was saying, because you all know what a habit is, right? Any thought, word, or action that you do consistently, repetitively, it is your second nature. That is your habit. And this is also why there's never a gamble, because the habit is there to make you successful. And so as she's speaking, I'm listening to what she has to say. And when you look at the world through the eyes of the law, you begin to recognize, oh, oh dear, I'm like a spider. I need so many hands. When you look at the world through the eyes of the law, that's why I tell you, if a situation arises, you know the universe is mental. So we don't panic. We breathe and we look at what's before us and we say, huh, best solution is what? It doesn't matter which law you choose because they're interconnected, right? You can't separate them. So pick the one that comes to mind first and you use it to deal with the situation. This is what we do. That's why you're not gambling. Maybe I'll win, maybe I'll luck out today. There is never any of that with the law. There's always a guarantee with the law. What is that? Well, as within, so without. Every cause has its effect, and every effect has its cause. You have a guarantee with the law. Always. We always have that guarantee with the law. Always. That is your encouragement today. Let's not fret and worry about, oh no, what am I going to do? This is too much for me. It never is. It may appear to be that way. I was drawing the platonic solids and I drew the cube. And if you look at the cube in a particular way, you can either see it from the top, like you're looking inside the cube, or you can see it from the side. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, wait a minute. If I blink, I go from inside the cube to outside the cube. I'm like, wait, how do I fix that? What if I want to stay on the inside of the cube or on the outside? And the answer was simple. It came to me. Focus on one point. So I did. I chose the corner. And it didn't matter if I blinked or not. I stayed where I was, inside the cube. If I looked to the outside and I focused on that corner, I stayed on the outside. So you see, it is always that perspective. What are you looking at? That's why sometimes when you look at things and situations and they seem to be so overwhelming, what are you focused on? Because whatever you're focusing on is what appears to be where it is. The perspective. The perspective always makes the difference. Right? This is why when Neville Goddard is telling you to ignore the senses, he's not telling you to ignore your feelings or your emotions or deny them. He's not saying that to you. He's telling you when you allow your eyes to tell you if something is possible or impossible, that is wrong use of the eyes. Because as I tell you every morning, any magician worth his salt can make you see something that's not really there or blind you to something. That is why it is the knowing of a thing. And what do you know? So long as you know the law, you will always be free. Oh, but Angela, do you know where we live? There's a recession coming. Okay. If you keep looking there, right? We keep hearing there's a recession coming. But use the law to prepare yourself. You don't have control of the recession, but you have control of how you respond. And how would you like to fare through the recession? Well, that is the question. How would you like to fare through it? You want it to beat you up, or do you want to soar above it? Choose. That is how you spend your time, not in a state of worry or fretting, right? We don't spend our time in worrying and fretting. We apply the law. That's exactly it, Synovia. The law doesn't trick anybody because it's not here to deceive you. That's not what it does. It gives you a very clear vision. Because what does causation tell you? If you know the cause, that we know the law, but that we apply it. When you get up in the morning and you lay there and you look at, what I want my day to be like, be clear about it. I want to have fun today. I want to laugh lots today. I want to be productive today. What direction do you want to go in? You set that out. That's your job. Because the funny thing is, if you don't do it for yourself, it will be done for you. I want you to think of that. If you're not doing it, it will be done for you. Right? Now, do you want somebody else at the helm, or do you want to be at the helm? Do you want to be the captain of your own ship? Sometimes we get caught up in the learning and the reading, and we don't spend as much time as we need to in the application. The application is the secret sauce. You can learn as much as you want, but until you apply it, it won't make sense. So that's why today there's no gamble, there's no risk. The risk has been removed for you. That's the beauty of the law. The risk has been removed. Well, Angela, don't I need faith? Do you need faith when you plant your garden? You need seeds when you plant your garden, not faith. Right? So this is why today we don't gamble with our lives. We set our lives out in the direction we want our lives to go in all day, every day. Because when you do that, remember, if you're using cause and effect, if you say to yourself, "Oh, I want this desired outcome," You name what the desired outcome is that you want. Well, I want that to happen. Now, if you're doing something and it kind of sort of happens, and it's not what you 100% wanted, but it's 80%, what is that telling you? That 80%, if you are looking at it, is telling you uh, the cause is slightly askew. Fix the cause. And what you do is you fix the cause, you autocorrect the cause until it matches the effect that you want. That's what we do. Readjust. Measure twice, cut once. That's what we do, right? It's just one of those things. And somebody asked me, how do you stay motivated? How do you stay motivated? And I'm like, oh, what do you mean how you stay motivated? You are your cheerleader. If what you are doing is not important to you, that's what will block your motivation. It has to be important to you. It has to be important to you. That's what will make you cheer yourself on. You're excited to be doing what it is you're doing, right? You are excited to do what it is that you are doing. And thus, you stay focused on it and you follow through. That's the point because it's a guaranteed success. Well, that's bold. What do you mean it's guaranteed? Well, uh, of course it's guaranteed. Every cause has its effect, isn't it? As within, so without. No? So how can it not be guaranteed? So when you walk with that knowing, you begin to recognize, I don't have to wish, I don't have to hope, I don't have to beg, and I don't have to roll the dice. Do you see how much freedom is in that? Look at how much freedom is in that simple decision that you make. That's what's absolutely amazing about the law on a daily basis. Every day, all day, we need to know. So long as you know, I know what I want. That's why when you hear things like, when you know what you want, it is already yours. Well, uh, what do you mean it's already mine? I don't see it yet. The thought is what you see. And you know that what? The universe is a mental creation. So how can it not be yours? It's in your mind. So it is yours. And what you're doing in that situation there is allowing all the necessary components to come together so it takes form. But you see, sometimes we are impatient. Oh no, it's not here yet. It's taking too long. Why? And the minute you remove your attention, we all know what happens. We get delayed because the sculptor has to stop sculpting because it has nothing to look at because your attention's not on it. This is why, again, there's no gamble, there's no roll of the dice. Your success is guaranteed if you would simply apply the law. I like what you said, Sanovia. There's no trickery. It is what it is. It is what it is. You just have to stay the course. I read that little meme the other day, and it was talking about practice. And with practice, it says, it's like sweeping the floor. You sweep the floor today because it's messy. You have to sweep the floor again tomorrow because it'll be messy again. So when we are practicing our new way of being, you do it every day. and you don't deviate from it. You don't say, well, I don't feel like it today. No, you get it done. Take your time. As my father said to me the other day, you rush the brush, you waste the paint. Oh, I was like, wow, these old people, right? But that's it. Take your time with the task that you're doing. Take pleasure in the task at hand. This is why if you rush the brush, you waste the paint. Think about it. When you're doing something that you enjoy, you savor every moment of it. That's what it means. So when you realize that you're not gambling with your existence, you'll take the time and you will savor every walk you go on, every interaction you have, you will savor them. But most of all, you will savor your own inner peace. So you see, today, as we go through this lovely Friday, remember this: you are the captain of your ship. If you don't tell it where to go, if you don't steer and maneuver that rudder, it may not end well, right? You have to take control of it. But I'm scared, Angela. What if I don't get it right? Well, you can't get it wrong. So you may as well take the helm. You're not going to get it wrong. You're not going to muck it up. You're not. I mean, you might delay yourself, but you're not going to get it right or wrong. You will get the desired outcome. You will get your desired outcome so long as you keep your attention there and you stay the course. It is inevitable. Not because I say so, but because the law is. It says, as above, so below, as within, so without. Every cause has its effect. So be bold when you use it. Be confident when you use it. That's the whole key. The whole key. Right? Now let's see who's here. We added YouTube to the mix, guys. So let's see. I have, Synovia, darling. I see, yes, you say you work hard to be the captain of your ship. Of course. And it's fun to steer, isn't it? You like that? Oh, ultramagnetic. Hello, my darling. It is so good to see you, soul of a man. I see you. Oh, welcome, YouTube. Yay. Clubhouse. Empress Ella, I see you. Welcome, and it is so good to be back. And it's lovely to be here with you today.
Hello.
Yes, it's so good to see you.
I was going to send out a search party. You took too long.
You know what though? It's the voice gets tired.
I know.
Because of the tube they give you when you're under
Yeah.
anesthetic. So that's been a real thing for me to have a lengthy conversation or to sit up for any extended amount of time. So
Hmm.
I've been really I didn't use my hot water bottle this morning, so I'm okay.
Oh, good.
I'm
Good.
I'm
Good.
good.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. Let's see. Who's here on Twitter? Brooke, honey. It is so good to see you. I know there was some more people here. Let's see. Lewell, I see you. I see you. Welcome from Twitter. Fan base. Fan base. Oh, we have Shanice. Miss Ravioli. Ah, Bishop is here. Lance is here. Onyx is here. And then we have, oh, Toyera, darling, I see you. Miss McQueen. L, my melanin, I see you. see you all. You know what? I missed you so much. Every single one of you, I missed you all. Let me tell you, that was one of the hardest things to do, to stay away, um, to recover, like to take my time. it, I was chomping at the bit, for lack of a better phrase. I was just anxious and ready, but you have to be cautious sometimes. And so I'm like, let me take my time. Let me drink my tea. Let me relax and not fret too much, you know? So it is really good to be back and um, seeing all of you. Oh, thank you, Bishop. Oh, yeah, I love it. What? Yes, Toyera, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just clapping.
Oh,
That's great to have you back.
oh thank you, Miss Ravioli. Yeah, like that's I'm reading your comments here, Zenobia. Well, thank you. I know, you know what? Not a lot of people knew. I kept those cards close to my chest. Um, and it's true. When my father told me that, um, you rush the brush and you waste the paint, I will always remember that, you know, always, because it makes you slow down. It makes you take your time and assess what you're doing. This is what is so important. We're not, you're not in a hurry to get anywhere, because we all know how this ends, don't we? So you're not in a hurry to get to the finish line. You want to enjoy every moment, every facet of life. That's why if you create those experiences, you know you'll enjoy them. So that's why I'll tell you this much as well. On the 27th of January, there's a Q&A workshop, right? Because this is how we're going to be doing it now. I'll be teaching the law, but then I'll be showing you how to apply it. And the best way to do that is for you to bring your question. Bring what it is you want to do. Submit that question anonymously. I'm taking 27 for the sake of time. But if you miss this one in January, there'll be another pretty soon. Don't worry. So I'm taking 27 questions from 27 different people. Not one person with 27 questions. You know what I mean? So on the 27th of January, that's what we're doing. And that will be at 3:30 p.m. I will post it. It's on my community page for YouTube, because that's what I'm going to be doing now too. Um, because I find that like I'm being a spider with so many hands and so many devices. Um, that's why I did the Twitter and Clubhouse, because they had the recording factor. And so now I'm using YouTube to do the recording and to save these morning inspirations for you so that they're easily accessible, right? And to come to the workshop on the 27th, is it is $9 to attend if you are not a subscriber, meaning if you're not a paid subscriber. Um, there's a link to my Patreon, and I'll also be doing more stuff over there as well, because I find that people have these beautiful questions, and I want to honor those questions, right? Because the people who are ready to dig deeper, that's that's the whole point, right? Is to not just feed on it, like the word says, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds, right? So when you feast on the word, now you apply it. And I find that people are wanting that more and more, because they're tired of where they are and they want to make that change, right? And so that's why these options are now there. And so on the 27th of January, come out to that workshop. If you are a subscriber via fan base, or you join a membership on YouTube, all those things are there so that we can really dig in, right? so that we can get the answers we're looking for in that workshop. So that when I teach the next session of the law, now we'll know more and more what to do, because it takes that time, right? And that's why I like the Q&A format. And like I say, they're anonymous, right? I'm coming to your question there. I'm not sure who is talking to you, but give me 1 second. The Q&A works best because then you know who you are, you know what your situation is, and that's why they're anonymous. So you know my platforms: Insta, Twitter, Fanbase, Clubhouse. DM me your question, and I will read the question, and I will give you, because there's 7 laws, 7 principles, and I will give you the 7 steps, right? So that you can apply it, right? Because that's, when I tell you that's the most important part, the application of the thing, it is always in the application. And by the time we've answered all 27 questions, you'll be a pro. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to do for us, because those are the questions I keep getting asked all the time. When are you going to do deeper things for the rest of us, Angela? And I'm like, okay. So I have to be faithful now to take us further in the law, so that we're not feeling stuck. Does that make sense? So, yeah. So before we go, remember this: the law. Let me tell you what they are. The all is mind. The universe is a mental creation. As within, so without. As above, so below. Vibration, everything vibrates between 2 poles, polarity. A swing to and fro, rhythm. Creating a rhythm, an ebb and a flow, causation. Every cause has its effect, and every effect its cause, gender. A projection, masculine, of the will, giving life, feminine, and form. These are the 7 principles. And if we apply them, on a daily basis, you will begin to see a change in your life. That is the key. Apply them, and the change will be there. You're guaranteed your success. You truly, truly are. So, if anyone has a quick question or a quick comment, we will end for the morning, and I will do more planning so that I can send out the emails to the people who have submitted their questions already. But I will have those things posted in the community section on YouTube. All the links are available, how you can reach me and email me or DM me on whichever platform you choose. And let's get this party started, because if you look around you in the world today, look at how many people don't know what you know, right? You have to set yourself free. So, any questions before we go?
I have a question.
Yes, Miss Ravioli, darling.
You said that when you're planting a seed, you need what? Not faith.
That's right. You don't need faith to plant your seeds. It's not faith that makes them grow, is it? You have to plant them, which means you have to know what it is that you want. That's the seed. Know what you want. And when you know what you want, you're going to be pointed in a particular direction so that you can take the appropriate action. That's what is required when you plant your garden. So that if you see weeds, what are weeds? Contrary thoughts. So if you say, okay, I have more confidence, I can speak to anybody, and then all of a sudden you hear, really? Can you? You can't talk to nobody. Nobody want to hear what you have to say. That is a weed. And what do you do with it? You pluck it out. How do you pluck it out? By reminding yourself, nah, I determine my success here. I said I am more confident. And when I'm speaking about what I know, yes, I am confident. Yeah. So if I'm unsure of something, I'll learn, I'll brush up on it so I can be confident in what I'm speaking. Because I know that's where my confidence is when I know what I'm talking about. That's how you talk to yourself to get rid of the weeds. That's how you speak to yourself to fortify yourself so that you keep going. Because now, once you do that, you will be presented with more opportunities. Why will you be presented with more opportunities to speak? Because as within, so without. If you are saying that that's what you are, you speak, well, then that is the trajectory. That is the experience you will have, and you will encounter more people to speak to. As within, so without. You understand? Does that make sense, Miss Ravioli? Hmm. She may have stepped away from her phone for a second. But yes, I see you, Ultra. Aw, thank you. You know what? I love the time that I come and I share with everyone. I truly do. So we're going to end for the morning, and I will see you Monday morning. Same time, same place. Right? On YouTube, Clubhouse, Twitter fan base. That's where I'll be. Oh, you are so welcome, Zenobia. You're so welcome. Make sure, again, DM me your questions because the 27th, what's today? The 6th? 21 days remain. 3 weeks, right? And let's get ourselves on the way so that we can get her done. Monday nights, I'm on YouTube with Lance. I usually try and. Yeah. Oh, maybe she had to pop out and come back in. Yeah, there you go. But that's all there is, guys. Um, we will. Oh, Yolanda, I see you, baby. It's so good to see you. Yeah.
It does make sense. The app was glitching and it booted me out.
Oh no.
But I
See?
heard you.
Okay. Okay. Um, yeah, that's what we'll do. We shall resume on Monday morning. We'll have a new topic. And like I say, if there's something you want to cover, if there's something you're curious about, drop it in the comments or slide into my DMs and let's, right? There aren't any mysteries. Let's sort it out so that we can understand and apply the law better. You are this most confident being. You sure are. And Neville Goddard always says the only reason why you don't know that is because you refuse to believe it. Well, how can I be so this or so that? How can I be special? Because that's how you were created. And as soon as you accept that of yourself, many doors will open to you. Right? So be like the all. Remember, because the all is mind. Every thought the all has is precise. There's no contradiction in the all. So if you're going to speak to yourself, you better make it a good thing you say to yourself. You must. Don't you get there in the mirror and I'm not worthy. Stop it. Yes, you are. You know why? Because when the all thinks, thinks. The all thinks with precision. Not one thought is wasted. So you are a thought in the mind of the all. So clearly you are precise and you are worthy. Why? Because the all does not waste thoughts, because it creates with them. That is your significance. So it doesn't matter. Remember, the law tells you as within you, so without. It doesn't say as within your mama, so you'll be. It doesn't say that. So even though we may hear these things in our memories, oh, you're like this, or you're like that, or you'll never amount to, even though you hear those things and you can remember them and you can recall them, because the body never forgets. Remind your body who's in charge. You are. Remind your body what the law says. The law says, as within me is what I will experience. So what do I want within me? Because that's what I want to experience. You are always encouraged by way of law to think the highest of yourself. You notice it doesn't tell you to think high of you and low of somebody else, because if you are going to think low of somebody, you are thinking low of you. Oh, how so, Angela? Because as within, so without. Do you see it? Take your time as you contemplate that. Contemplate your value, your worth, because it is, you can't even put, the great deception is putting a dollar sign on your life. Oh, you're only worth this much. No, you're far greater than that. Far, far greater than that. And until you accept your magnificence, you have to accept it. Don't trample on it. Accept it and wear it like the crown that it is. Think about that for a moment. The all is very precise. How do you know the all is precise? Because it says, as within, so without. As above, so below. Everything vibrates. And it swings between two poles. It creates a rhythm, an ebb and a flow. Every cause has an effect, and every effect its cause. That's how you know it is precise. And you know it is habitual, because it creates the same way every time with the 7 principles. So if you don't know who to be like, if you don't have a role model, well, the greatest role model is the all. That's why I tell you these things every single day, so that you will begin to elevate yourself. You must elevate yourself. You must. Because sometimes the world on the outside of us, because there's 8 billion of us, and we all have our own thoughts, sometimes we get a little weighted down, yes? We get a little heavy. But you have the capability. You have the capability, if you would simply use it, to know. Remind yourself, this too shall pass. How do you know it passes? Because there's an ebb and there's a flow. That's how you know. Lord, I'm popping rhymes today. But do you understand what I'm saying? This is the beauty of what you have within. It is the beauty of what you have within you. And it's so, that phrase is so cliche now. Right? It's so cliche. But go back to the law at all times, and you'll begin to recognize that your magnificence is what you deem it to be. I don't care if I don't feel pretty today. I don't care. You think looks will last forever? But the spirit shall endure. Take time making that part beautiful. As within, so without. And then you begin to radiate beauty on the outside. Yeah, but you don't see what I see when I look in the mirror. Huh? No, I don't see what you see when you look in the mirror. So what are you going to do? What are you going to tell yourself? Listen, Henry Cavill may be the most handsome man in the world. But, and the law is what makes one beautiful. It truly, truly does. Not just in word, but actually in action. If you use the law correctly by doing what it says, you begin to hear, oh my God, like, don't you age? You're looking like so amazing. What do you think is making you look that way? It's not just the greens, it's not just your vegan diet or your non vegan diet. It is the law. Don't let me preach. Anyhow, my beautiful friends, I thank you for being here. You made this return so beautiful. Thank you for that. And I look forward to seeing you all again Monday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern for morning inspiration. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3. Oh, you too, Empress Ella. Yeah. 2, 1. Much love. Ah, Sophia, I see you. Clubhouse is closed. Twitter. Aw, you stayed to the very end. Much appreciated. Much love, Lavelle. Much love. I hope I said your name right. Much love. Twitter is closed. Fanbase. Y'all are still here. Hey, hey. I see you. You know who I didn't see this morning? Matthias. I did not see Matthias. I did not see Summer Rose. I didn't see Reacher. Hmm. That's right. I'm going to call your names because I didn't see you. But yes, thank you guys. Oh, look, and YouTube, you guys are still here too. Oh, I just, I just love you guys. I really do. I truly do. So when you go through your day today, right? When you go through your day today, remind yourself, put the brakes on those unsavory thoughts and redirect yourself to the way you want to be. Hmm. Indeed. And remember this, right? Learning the law right now may seem like something fun to do. But you know, when you were in school and you had to learn something, and when you got out into the real world, you're like, oh, snap, I'm sure glad I'm glad I learned that. That's what the law is. Because there's something bigger and beyond. And this is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. That's the beauty. Where does it lead? Child, I don't know. I don't know where it leads. That's all. You can find me here. I do feel like an octopus. And thank you for being here again today. Much love, my beautiful friends. Fan base is closed. But I see you here. And soul of a man. But yeah, if you go through the day and you have any questions, because we don't have to fuss, we don't have to what we do. Alrighty? So I'ma see y'all later. I just re-edited and added more things to the PDF for it's the Laws of Creation workbook. And it's up on my Patreon. I learned so much. We learn so much when we just take a moment to sit quietly, and believe me, I've had quite a few of those past little while. It is such a so that's why I want to spend some time in quiet, because when you base, some people bake, some people draw, some people dance, some people sing. Do that, and you'll begin to open yourself up for communication. You get ideas, and problems are solved, right? So make sure to like, share, subscribe, or join this YouTube channel, and let us continue to